That's too hot to drink. Alright, so we're going to try and put out these 4 videos real quick, and these are going to be some Paladin class rankings. It's been a little while. We've had a bunch of changes that have been made since the last time I did some class rankings. So we're going to break these up into 4 separate videos for the 4 separate classes, and we're going to get into it. I'm starting off with the support category because they are currently the smallest out of the bunch. So basically, we're going to look at all the supports in the game, and we're going to see where they come from. So to bear these in mind, these are going to be based off of console. These are not going to be based off of PC. So you're not going to have people like Cassie as high up on the list. And you are going to see people like Vivian higher up on the list because on console, Vivian is a lot stronger than she is on PC. So that's number 1. Number 2, this is also going to be combining ranked and casual. I am in Diamond. I did finally get to Diamond again. It's been matchmaking hell for some of these Plat games, but I did jump 3 levels. Once I did get out, I jumped from, like, Plat 3 straight to Diamond 5. So I am working my elo back. I just don't like playing ranked. For a track record, my career high is Master, and my career low is Gold 5. So that's the range that I have. So that's combining ranked experience with that, plus my casual play. So now that we have the intro, and this intro will cover the next 3 videos. So if you watch the next 3 videos and you're like, where's the intro? That's where it is. So we're going to start with supports. So the support category is broken down into 3 categories. So we have Malthamba in there.
Malthamba.
We have Furia in there.
Furia.
And we have Sara in there. That is the top 3. To put them in order, we specifically have Furia as 1, Malthamba as 2, and Sara as 3. So Furia is here because of Solar Blessing. She is pretty much the undisputed top healer in the game. The only thing that really cuts out Solar Blessing is a Willow Dead Zone, because you're still healing for 600 health per second at tier 3 Cauterize. So she's just aggressively strong. She has solid damage. She has solid range. She can sustain herself decently. She's an interesting champion to play as. Exterminate does give her some defensive potential as well, and Cherish is good if you don't have like a 2-tank situation or a tank where you feel you're gonna need that Solar Blessing. The buff that they did, giving it the extra range, does make it incredibly strong. Her loadout cards are pretty good. She has a decent mix if you're going aggro or heal. I think overall she's probably the most well-rounded healer. The only change I would really make to her is maybe buff her ult a little bit. They nerfed it because they want people to buy morale boost and get it up more if they want to use the ult, but the ult's not really that game-changing in my opinion, so it's something that I don't really think about, like buying morale boost for it, but it can be helpful. So, other than that, I think she's in a fairly balanced state. I think she's a very solid healer. The number 2 healer is Malthamba because he's he, in my opinion, is the number 1 healer to have 2 heals without a legendary card. In fact, if you're not including an ultimate ability, he is the only healer that gets 2 separate heals without a legendary card. Malthamba is still strong. He doesn't provide as much burst healing as Furia does, which is why he's at number 2, but he does offer solid utility. The fact that he has a stun, he has decent DPS, he has 2 ways to heal, he has good survivability, his ult is a good situational pick for clearing off objectives. He has a lot of loadout potential that helps his team, giving life rep, speed bonuses, damage reduction. He is a very well-rounded healer. The fact that he has a higher skill ceiling, the fact that he requires more skill to be good with, is solid. The downsides to Malthamba really is he is a team-oriented player. If you're running a healing build, it's very hard to do a lot of damage on your own. So, if you do run into a situation where you have to deal a lot of damage, he's not going to be the best champion unless you're on a damage build. Changes that they could make to Damba, I would say buffing Mending Spirits to 300 health per second would give it some continuity with the Gourd. I really don't... Again, I think Damba's in a very balanced position. He's not a beginner-friendly character, he's just a strong character that you kind of pick. Saris is at number 3. Saris is...
Saris.
She was the one I wanted to include, because I broke down the supports into 3 blocks of 3. And I gave Saris the nod over Ying, because even though Ying can do more healing than Saris can, Saris is capable of more utility. Saris has a stronger ult. It's not a healing ult like Ying's is, but if you're running a damaged Saris, it works better, versus if you're running a damaged Ying, her ult is kind of like the only way she heals realistically. She has good survivability, she has strong healing potential, she has one of the if you have the cooldown reduction card, Soul Forge, you will have the lowest cooldown heal in the game. She does provide a very easy to use healer in the beginning if you're just looking to spam heal people to get comfortable with the role. Her damage takes a little bit more practice, but she does deal solid damage. I think the downside to Saris really is you do have to choose between offense and defense. If you want to heal, you're kind of limited by the cards you can pick, because you've got to have at least 4 points in the Soul Forge, you've got to have at least a few points into other cards, maybe something like Fade to Black or Veil to get out of trouble. If you're running an aggressive damage build, you have to have things like Wickedness, you have to have Essence Rip at a higher level. You can't just have, you know, a basic build that works for offense and defense. I know there's some high-level Saris players that are going to argue with me when they hear this, but to be effective, if you want to do both healing and damage, and you want to get 100k in both, it's very difficult to create one build that works for that. But she gets the nod here just because she does a little bit of everything better. So we'll move to 4, 5, and 6. Number 4 is going to be Ying. Ying provides very strong healing on life exchange. Like, really strong, like tier 3 cauterized strong, because she has 3 separate ways to heal between the illusions, her shatter, and her ult. The downside is you require just so much protection because you lack damage to defend yourself, you lack mobility to get in and out of trouble. I think that Ying is really strong as a healer there. Now, they recently buffed her damage again, so as a damage dealer, she's even quite strong, but unlike most of the other healers that deal damage, her healing is pathetic. Outside of your ult, if you're going damage Ying, your healing is very lackluster at best. I've seen some Yings go damage and get 100k healing. Very, very rare in a shorter game. In a longer game, well, yeah, sure, in a longer game, Catalyst Pip can get 100k healing, but that's not the point. In the middle, we have Grok. Grok is in at number 5. To me, he's a top tier damage dealer, even if he's running healing loadouts. He is at number 5 because he does have drawbacks. He has probably the least range out of all of the healers, maybe other than Grover and Io. He has the least range. You can increase that with by running Spirit's Domain, but now you lose the damage. He deals solid damage even when you're not running Maelstrom, and Totematic Ward is just a great counter to everything. Grok, the problem with Grok... Oh. My game crashed. Hear that lovely sound? Yeah, that's the sound of my game crashing. Okay then. Wow.